kasih saudara pengacara majlis. That just now was really impressive presentation. Actually, behind it is the chief. The chief provide that presentation. The Honorable Dato' Roland Sagawiin, Minister for Education, Innovation and Talent Development, the Honorable Deputy Ministers, Dato' Lin and Dato' Francis Hadin, Berbahagia Dato' Amar Makal Manyin, the advisor to the ministry, who was also former the minister, looking after this. Members of the board of Sarawak Microelectronics Design, the CEO, Saudara Jamil, ladies and gentlemen, Syariman Janet, Syariman. It is a great pleasure to be with you this morning at the launching of the new SMD Semiconductor, also known as Sarawak Microelectronics Design, and signing the framework service agreement between SMD Semiconductor and Melexis Technologies, Belgium. Foremost, I would like to thank the Ministry of Education under Dr. Roland Saga for making this initiative a success. Last August, I was in Tessenderlo, Belgium, with officials from the ministry for the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding with Melexis. And I am pleased to be able to witness to this launch of the new SMD Semiconductor and the signing of the Framework Service Agreement with Melexis, a collaborative effort to design and manufacture chips in Sarawak. I also want to thank the CEO of Melexis, Mr. Mac Baron, and his team for being with us today in Kuching. Actually, this agreement is for the SMD to supply chip design to Melexis as a vendor, as part of the supply chain. This partnership between the Sarawak government through SMD and Melexis could not be more timely. While the rest of the world was preoccupied with their agendas, Sarawak's goal of aligning with a universal appeal for a sustainable, inclusive economy was never jeopardized. And today, it gives me great pleasure to inform everyone that as a result of our dedication and perseverance, we have not only aligned ourselves with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, SDG number 8, advocating its decent work and economic growth note, but in terms of leading a future-proof nation, today our allies in the global semiconductor and system industry have joined us inaugurate our partnership and enterprise of excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, we have experienced a myriad of challenges that COVID-19 has put us through the past 2 years. Most economists went into recession, particularly predicted next year, as many lockdown and quarantine measures disrupted the market and global supply chain. Sarawak's GDP contracted by 7.1% in 2020 before rebounding to an estimated growth of 3.4% in 2021. The COVID-19 pandemic has impacted numerous sectors, including the semiconductor industry. At the beginning of the pandemic, we saw a sudden drop in manufacturing due to hastily cancelled orders and just-in-time practices. However, demand for personal computers, servers, mobile phones, and IT equipment rose due to the shift to remote work and the greater need for connectivity, which heavily depends on semiconductors. Some work from home, not in office, so you need this semiconductor to help you. We have now seen the semiconductor industry shift production above the pre-pandemic level to meet a sudden surge in chip demand. Based on the Global Chip Shortage Report 2021 by Bank Negara Malaysia, Europe is targeting to hit 20% market share in global chip production in 10 years. That is Europe. China is investing USD 1.4 trillion in semiconductors to be a global leader in key technology. Intel, the front runner, is now investing 20 billion US dollars to produce chips for others. And Taiwan Semiconductors Manufacturing Company, TSMC, will spend USD 100 billion for the next 3 years of expansion. Ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic and the subsequent semiconductor shortage have adversely affected the automotive industry in cars, mobile, resulting in slower or reduced automobile production. And now that the automotive sector's demand is recovering and increasing, a chip maker such as Melexis will need to boost its production capacity to meet the increased demand. And whilst we expect the global economy to strengthen further this year, geopolitical tension between Russia and Ukraine has intensified the disruption of the semiconductor supply chain and caused greater uncertainties, deepening the recovery phase. I believe the fragility of the semiconductor supply chain has put additional pressure on Melexis to ensure undisrupted production and operation. That being said, Albert Einstein, as you know, used to say, in the midst of every crisis lies great opportunity. Sarawak also now shifting. We got climate change problem. We are producing hydrogen as an opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarawak wants to seize this opportunity and emerge as a stronger region. We have embarked on a full-fledged transformation to capitalize on mega trends around the world and now implementing the Sarawak Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy, PCDS 2030. Our focus is on restructuring and diversifying our economy into a high-value industry while creating a thriving society, as I said, driven by data and innovation. Big data is a new fuel. Sarawak will shift its economic structure with higher contribution from the services and manufacturing sectors by 2030. Under Sarawak PCDS 2030, the manufacturing sector GDP will increase from 31 billion ringgit in 2019 to an estimated 82 billion ringgit in 2030, which will make up about 29% of Sarawak's total GDP. At the same time, Sarawak will continue developing and modernizing the primary sector to increase productivity and support high-value manufacturing activities such as electrical and electronic and semiconductors. This initiative will complement the growth of other sectors such as transport and logistics, financial and legal services, and design and creative services. Most importantly, we want to ensure our transformative journey leads us towards economic prosperity, social inclusivity, and a sustainable environment. The Sarawak government and Melexis have established a good relationship since 2015. We are no longer strangers to one another. Furthermore, our relationship has become increasingly important due to Melexis' increased investment in Sarawak and the semiconductor industry development in recent years. I am aware that Melexis is planning to double their production capacity at the facility in Samajaya, going to be double by 2025. I hope that through our collaboration and partnership, Sarawak will further add value and resources to Melexis' expansion plans. Sarawak shall create an ideal ecosystem to position herself as a primary destination for the semiconductor industry and solution provider for semiconductor technology. Our strategy is to work closely with industries and stakeholders to commit to higher value-added activities by integrating key industries 4.0 technologies into their manufacturing and supply chain operations to improve labor productivity growth, increase innovation capacity, create higher skilled jobs, and enhance local industries ecosystem. This strategy will be supported by key levers such as robust policy and procedures to ensure integrity, transparency, and good governance that will improve the ease of doing business in addition to funding, infrastructure, and connectivity, and a sufficient pool of talents to ensure success. I therefore welcome Melexis to partner with technical institutions and universities in Sarawak to shape a new curriculum in semiconductors for undergraduates and postgraduates and industry certification to enable our young graduates to acquire the necessary skill to be semiconductor professional. The industry academia platform can also promote industry-driven research collaboration in areas relevant to the semiconductor industry. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, semiconductors play a key role in clean energy by enabling clean, renewable energy resources and improving energy efficiency. Semiconductor materials are the basis for solar electric energy system. Semiconductor devices are also used to condition power from solar arrays and wind turbines So the energy can be used by electric equipment and fed into the electric grid. Semiconductors are increasingly important in making the electric grid more intelligent. For example, through smart meters, sensors, wireless and wireline communication, and control system. The intelligent system enables the electric utilities to detect faults, manage the power demand when capacity is constrained or costly, and integrate renewable and distributed power sources into the grid more easily. These examples are just a few of many applications of how semiconductors are used to enable clean energy in different sectors of the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, this framework service agreement signing signifies our commitment to sustainable global partnership. It marks the beginning of a robust collaboration between the Sarawak government through SMD and Melexis in semiconductor and chip design. It will continue to be an important industry that will transform and push Sarawak toward a sustainable environment and higher value economy. We can also work together to preserve our environment, explore other opportunities in terms of technology. Though Sarawak is a small country, we are blessed with resources. We need the technology and expertise to add value to our resources, thereby contributing to the world's need for a green environment. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you one trend that is happening throughout the world today. We are going for green energy, and devices will be manufactured to the needs of green energy. And one of the areas that is important is the chip itself. If you have electric-driven automobile or hydrogen-driven automobile, the engine will be different because you are no longer having combustion. And then the dashboard will be different. The gear will be different. And therefore, the chip design will be different. That's where you need this talent of professional to design the chip. And of course, Melexis will produce the chip in accordance with the changes in devices. Our phone has also migrated. And you need all these relevant chip. In other words, the Moore's law, it will keep on changing. And it is our wish, Sarawak, that we have this talent. Digital Tegas can produce the new chip from this area. And we work together with Melexis. That is only on automobile. Then you are talking about other devices, including sensor. Sensor will have a different chip. And then when you depend on clouding to store your data, you need different chip that is relevant to the whole ecosystem. And that is the background why we have to work with experts, with Melexis. We collaborate, and we have to be innovative and creative in chip design. I was lucky because I got to know this semiconductor industry when I was the Minister of Industrial Development. And, you know, Intel keep on improving on their technology. And therefore, I hope Sarawak Semiconductor Sarawak Microelectronics design. You will design based on the changing ecosystem, particularly when the world is moving towards green. So you need green devices and green appliances, and therefore green design. I hope SMD will be successful in this transformation program. With that, thank you very much, and I wish SMD all the best.